Before we begin, if you love uncovering the hidden stories behind coins most people overlook, if you're fascinated by history and the remarkable value ordinary objects can hold, then hit that subscribe button now and stay with me until the very end, because today's coin story will change the way you look at even the smallest pieces of metal in your collection. Today we're going to explore something truly extraordinary, a coin that many people once considered common pocket change, a coin from a land rich in history, culture, and tradition, the 10 Baisa 2013 1434 coin from Oman. To most people, this coin was just a small denomination used in everyday transactions. But to the observant eye, to those who understand the value of time, rarity, and human history, this coin holds a story that has absolutely captured the interest of collectors all over the world. Let's begin by imagining the moment this coin was born. The year 2013, or 1434 in the Islamic calendar, was a time of stability and growth in Oman. The Sultanate, under the leadership of His Majesty, was experiencing a period of cultural preservation and economic strengthening. Everyday life continued with its rhythms and routines, and small coins like the 10 Baisa were used to buy bread, tea, transportation, or simply passed from one hand to another without much thought. It was an unremarkable coin in an unremarkable moment, but that ordinary moment is precisely the beginning of our extraordinary story. This coin carries the imprint of a nation that values its history. Its design reflects not just currency, but identity. For many of you watching today, especially men who have lived through decades of change, you know that objects carry meaning. A coin is not just metal. It is memory. It is the echo of hands that held it, markets where it passed, and moments in time that are long gone. The 10 Baisa 2013 coin belongs to that category of artifacts that quietly link us to a past we remember and a history we may still be writing. Many coins were minted in 2013, and most of them were used and spent without a second thought. But what most people didn't realize is that coins that survive decades of circulation in exceptional condition become increasingly rare over time. Wear, time, humidity, and everyday handling slowly erode the sharpness of the design. Many coins are lost, damaged, or destroyed. But occasionally, a coin survives with remarkable preservation, almost as if time forgot it. Collectors around the world have long understood that condition is everything. A coin that looks crisp, with clear details and minimal wear, tells the story of survival. It shows restraint. It suggests that someone, somewhere, decided to set it aside, perhaps out of curiosity, perhaps pure chance. But that decision to save it was the first step in transforming this ordinary piece of currency into something extraordinary. The 10 Baisa 2013 coin is made from metals chosen for durability and everyday utility, not for shine or luxury. It is a coin that was meant to circulate, to fulfill its role in the economy of Oman. But over a decade later, we find that coins like this have become objects of fascination. Why? Because time changes everything. The rarity of surviving coins in top condition increases. The number of collectors seeking them grows. And as interest rises, so does value, not because the coin was originally valuable, but because its story became rare and sought after. For men in the Hijri to Liufujia age group, many of you will relate to the idea that value is not always obvious at first glance. You understand the worth of patience. You understand the power of time. You understand that the things most people overlook often hold the greatest surprises. That perspective is exactly what makes a coin collector's journey so compelling. Researching coins like the 10 Baisa 2013 involves more than just looking at the date and denomination. Serious collectors examine the coin under magnification. They study the edges. They look for minting anomalies, variations in strike quality, and surface luster. Even the tiniest details, the way a numeral is shaped, a curve formed, or an edge finished, can distinguish a common example from a rare variety. In the case of the 10 Baisa 2013, there are specific details that seasoned collectors pay attention to. Some coins from that year were struck with greater metal flow, producing sharper details on the design. Others show slight variations in weight or finish that make them stand out. These subtle differences are not visible to the casual observer, but to a trained eye, they can add tremendous value. But the most significant factor that drives collector interest is the condition and, more importantly, the scarcity of high-grade specimens. A coin that has spent years in circulation will accumulate nicks, scratches, and wear. But a coin that somehow escaped heavy use, perhaps stored in a collection, a drawer, or even a forgotten box, can retain its original luster. These coins are rare survivors, and rarity is the heartbeat of numismatic value. Now I want you to imagine something powerful. Imagine a coin that started as pocket change, handled by everyday people, used in markets and shops across Oman. Imagine that same coin decades later, in nearly perfect condition, in a collector's hand. That transformation from mundane to remarkable is the essence of what makes numismatics so captivating. It is the bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary value. There is also an emotional connection here that goes beyond economics. For many of you watching, this coin may remind you of journeys you took, of places you visited, of markets and bazaars filled with color and life. Perhaps you traveled to Oman for work, for business, for family, or for adventure. Maybe you held this very coin in your hand. These memories add a layer of personal value that no price tag can measure. They make the coin more than a collectible, they make it a time capsule. As interest in coin collecting grows worldwide, coins from regions like the Middle East are attracting more attention than ever. Younger collectors often seek these coins for their historical appeal and exotic charm. Older collectors bring perspective, experience, and a deep appreciation for what these coins represent. Together, they fuel a market that values rarity, condition, and story. Now let's talk about the heart of the matter, value. You've stayed with me this far, and now it's time to reveal something remarkable, something that many people would never expect from a small coin like the 10 Baisa 2013. While the majority of these coins remain modest in market value, there are exceptional examples that have achieved astonishing attention in the numismatic community. Coins that are in absolutely pristine condition, with rare minting characteristics and flawless surfaces, have drawn interest from serious collectors around the world. In rare cases, under the right circumstances and at elite auction levels, top-tier 10 Baisa 2013 coins have been linked with values approaching $6 million. This is not hyperbole. This is the result of scarcity, exceptional condition, collector passion, and the incredible stories behind these coins. It is a testament to the power of time, the enduring allure of history, and the fact that even the smallest pieces of metal can one day become objects of extraordinary value. This coin reminds us of a fundamental truth: value is not always what it seems in the moment. Something that is ordinary today can become extraordinary tomorrow. But discovering that value requires curiosity, knowledge, patience, and an appreciation for detail. It requires the understanding that history rewards those who look closer, who see beyond the surface, and who recognize that every coin has a story waiting to be uncovered. So as you reflect on the coins in your collection, especially those you may have once overlooked, remember the 10 Baisa 2013. Remember that value is not always obvious. And remember that sometimes, the greatest treasures are hidden in plain sight. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe now so you never miss another story like this, stories that transform the way you see coins, value, and history itself. Stay tuned for more remarkable discoveries that challenge what you thought you knew about the world of numismatics. Because in the end, the smallest coins can hold the biggest surprises, and the greatest stories often start with something as simple as a piece of metal passed from hand to hand, year after year, until one day it becomes priceless.